everyone, welcome back to the Library of Parthos. My name is Sarah and today we are talking about some manga. I haven't read manga in a while. It was really nice to get back to it, especially this story which I've been loving, and that is Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. This is volume 2. So I started this, oh my gosh, I think it was like a year ago actually. So long story short, my hubby and I were in London. We went to a manga store. They had a grab bag, which I'm obsessed with, so I had to get one. And it was all like random volumes, like 6, 7, 8 of these different mangas, which I understand they're trying to make room on the shelves for more things. They're trying to, you know, sell them. I get it. Not helpful as a reader because now I have to go buy 5 additional volumes or find 5 additional volumes before I can read the ones that I got. So that was not super exciting. So then for our anniversary, I got an actually good manga grab bag of volume 1 of a bunch of different manga, including this one. And so I read it right away, obsessed with it, bought volumes 2 and 3, kind of forgot that I had them, and finally picked them up again. And I am so glad that I did because these characters are simultaneously adorable and a little chaotic at the same time. And so I loved diving back into this world. Let's go ahead and talk through everything that happens in volume 2 of this manga. And you'll see, if you don't already know, why I love it so much. So just a quick recap of everything that happened in volume 1. So our main character, Yashiro, she is kind of learning about these 7 mysteries of the school. And they are all supernatural in some capacity. So we already know that Hanako-kun is one of the 7 mysteries, who is this girl who was like a Moaning Myrtle situation, right? She was like stuck in the girls' bathroom, she haunted it, and then we find out that it's actually a boy. And she starts working with Hanako-kun to kind of figure out what these other 7 mysteries are. And I don't know if the right word is like restore balance, but things are not, they're not acting the way they should, and so they're kind of trying to fix them. There are a couple of different ones that they work through in the first volume. My favorite one are the moke, who are these little like rabbit creatures that are stealing people's things, and so they kind of convince them to steal candy instead. So they make an appearance, which made me so happy. And at the end of volume 1, we are starting up the Misaki Stairs, which are another one of the mysteries. In that storyline, there is this telephone that rings and the voice says like, oh, I can't find my arm, I need you to find my arm. And so that is what our characters are currently doing in the start of volume 2. So we jump right into the Misaki Stairs. The moke, of course, are there to kind of help them. There are all these different things scattered around. It's a very cluttered area that they're walking through, and so there's a shrine, and they find like a wooden doll arm. The moke throw it into the shrine, and then they move up to the next level. A phone rings and it says, oh, okay, you found my left arm, now find my right arm. It continues, like find my torso, find my leg. So they're just putting all of these body parts into the shrine to help Misaki kind of regain their body and hopefully let them out of these stairs that they're kind of stuck on. So as they're going up the steps, they start to realize that, okay, they're helping this ghost essentially build a body that they're then going to have to kind of fight, and that's probably going to be really challenging. So they can give themselves an advantage by finding the Yorishiro, which is just kind of like a super important object to that spirit. And if they can find and destroy that, then that means that they'll have an advantage. The spirit will be weakened and they'll be able to do what they gotta do. Exercise it, whatever it is. Once they get to the top where they think the Yorishiro will be, they are met with the body they created, which is the most hilarious thing I've ever seen. It's got this like doll's head, a broom for an arm, a wheel for legs, this buff torso. It's ridiculous. And a voice on the phone talks to them again. They realize the Yorishiro is not there, and they start to kind of piece things together. That Misaki was not the voice on the phone, because if you don't have a body, how are you making phone calls? So that means that somebody else was trying to build the body for Misaki. And so this woman presents herself and says that she was the voice on the phone and looks at the body they've created and said like, oh, is this what humans look like? I knew asking a human would be helpful. And meanwhile, it is just the weirdest looking creature ever. She tries to put a spirit in it. It can't move, of course, because one of its legs is like a wheel and the other is a stiff mannequin arm or something, or leg or whatever. So she's kind of disappointed by that and says like, okay, well, we'll try again. Fighting kind of breaks out between them. She's using these scissors to fight, and unfortunately Minamoto discovers that if she touches you or cuts you with the scissors, that part of you turns into a doll. So he's now fighting with one doll arm, and Hanako decides that if the Yorishiro is not at the top of the steps, it's probably at the bottom. So he ties Yashiro up and kind of propels her to the bottom of the stairs, where she starts looking around. At the bottom of the steps, she finds a diary, and she is reading through it and realizes that the woman who she is assuming wrote the diary was obsessed with her teacher, Misaki, and she's thinking like, oh yeah, I understand what that's like. I have had crushes on teachers in the past. And then she kind of finds a picture and realizes that maybe it wasn't a person that was obsessed with their sensei, maybe it was something else. And in one of the entries, there's a mention of scissors. So she realizes that the scissors, which are locked in a shrine at the bottom of the steps, are probably the Yorishiro. She takes them out and is able to then weaken the spirit so Hanako can defeat it. And what they find out is that this is not a woman at all, but a fox Inari statue that is named Yako. Everything is kind of back to normal. There were some friends there that they were trying to rescue. They're able to find them and get them to safety. Minamoto has completely turned into a doll. They are talking about how cute he is. It's so funny. He does turn back into a person though. Don't worry, nobody has been lost to the mysteries so far. And that is the end of the Misaki Stairs. So after all of the drama with the Misaki Stairs, after getting bitten by the fox, Yashiro is, you know, just kind of not great. And so Hanako decides to give her a magic spell that will make her feel better, and so he does so by kissing her on the cheek. One of the key plot points in the first book, in the first volume, is that Yashiro is trying to get this older boy to kind of notice her. So we already know she's a little bit of a dramatic, like kind of lovesick young girl. And so this just kind of really throws her for a loop. She has no idea what to think of that. So in the next story, she kind of notices that there are couples kind of forming everywhere in the school. Everybody is confessing under this confession tree, and then there are a couple the next day. Hanako asks Yashiro to meet him under the confession tree. So she is freaking out, thinking, oh, he gave me a kiss on the cheek, now he's going to confess his love for me, he's a ghost, what, I don't even know if I like him, and she's like having this crisis. So she goes to meet him under the tree, and he does say like, Yashiro, I love you, and then is like, quick, turn me down. And she's super confused. And the whole time, of course, he is noticing all these weird couples that are randomly forming and is suspicious of the confession tree. So she does try to turn him down, and then the tree starts talking, and they realize that the tree is a spirit that is kind of manipulating people when they are confessing under the tree. So this is a kodama tree. Hanako is able to cut it down to the size of about broccoli, where it will no longer be forcing people into relationships that they might not even really want. But kind of speaking of crushes and relationships, the last section in this volume, we are reminded that Yashiro's crush, who is an older student, is Minamoto's older brother. So Minamoto has been, Kao Minamoto is the exorcist, kind of, who has been working with Hanako and Yashiro to kind of solve these 7 mysteries. His older brother, also an exorcist, kind of pulls him aside and is like, listen, I know you're hanging out with that ghost. You gotta end it. Like, this is your job. This is what our family does. you have to exorcise him. And so they kind of get into an argument. He doesn't really want to disappoint his brother, so he decides, you know, okay, I'm going to observe him and see if he really is doing anything that is dangerous or harmful to other people. And if he's not, like, I'm just gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it slide. If he is dangerous, then I guess I'm gonna have to exorcise him. He observes Hanako for a while and realizes that he truly is just trying to help people. And Hanako is like, yo, I know you're trying to exorcise me. I can't let that happen yet. I still have too much to do. It's not a great time. And then Minamoto's older brother gets involved. He kind of chains him up, pins him down, and is like, if you can't handle this, I'll take care of it for you. And, you know, the Minamoto brothers are fighting over Hanako. And eventually he decides, you know what? Okay, well, you're right. He's really not dangerous. I'll let it slide for now, but if you can't finish this, then I will step in and finish it at some point. That kind of wraps up volume 2 of Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. I already have volume 3 out waiting for me, so as soon as I am done filming and editing today, I am planning on starting it, and I'm so excited. And then I need to go find the other volumes so I can continue writing. If you have read Toilet Bound Hanako-kun or are enjoying it as much as I have, if you've watched the anime, because I do believe that it is a show as well, let me know your thoughts on which one's better. I'm wanting to start watching it, but I kind of want to wait till I read through the manga first. So if you have watched, let me know what I'm in for. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.